beginning of the way it's gonna be for you and me. This is the beginning of tomorrow. This is the beginning of the way it's gonna be for you and me. Pontiac begins a great tomorrow. This is the beginning of the way it's gonna be for you and me. Fast and young and full of fun to drive. Track so wide it makes it fun to be alive. This is the beginning of tomorrow. The beginning of tomorrow. This is the beginning of the way it's gonna be for you and me. Pontiac begins a great tomorrow. This is the beginning of the way it's gonna be for you and me. Young and full of fun to drive. Track so wide it makes it great to be alive. This is the beginning of tomorrow. This is the beginning of tomorrow. Pontiac begins the great tomorrow. This is the beginning of the way it's gonna be for you and me. Pontiac, fast and young and full of fun to drive. Track so wide it makes it great to be alive.
Pontiac, the way it's gonna be. Big stick, gonna pull big machine. Style, oh, it's up melts, so clean. Wheel, tough as leather, big and bad black. Pipe, open wide, can't hear no one talking back. It's the humblest, the humblest. GTO, GTO. Mountain, step aside, lay down. Curves, straighten out, lie right. Highway, just getting shorter by the mile. Traffic, city traffic, I'm taking you in style. It's the humblest, the humblest. GTO, GTO. Pontiac, the way it's gonna be. Wheel, sing a song, are you humming? Horses, do your stuff, keep it coming. Big stick, just keep on pulling my machine. Pontiac takes the fun of driving seriously. It's the humblest, the humblest. GTO, never gonna catch one. GTO.
I'm Richard. Josh Miller, webmaster for Classical Pontiac, and this was the first feature car, my 1969 GTO Judge. And here it is in the flesh. Pretty much all original interior. Right now I'm about 230 miles shy of the 60,000 mile mark. A lot of this car has never been redone. You'll notice the trunk lid decal with its square corners, all original paint in here. Another thing that's interesting are these punched holes for the spoiler. If you're into that type of thing, that's the way it should look from the factory right there. And while the mat has been replaced, this is all the original spatter paint and another personal favorite, which is the original spare. Never been on the ground, still has the lettering. And the restoration fanatics will see that silver spray, overspray on that kind of dove gray background on that wheel. And I'll get that out in a minute. The spare. And you can see there's even, I don't know if this will turn out so well, but there's a bit of blue protectant. This car originally had 4 white walls, so it's a G70 14 Goodyear and an open shot. So you know we didn't use a stunt double.
Good plan. I probably shouldn't have said what I said.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Eric Douthit. This is my '64 Tempest. It's original Wisconsin car. It has 32,000 miles. I purchased it with 28,000 miles. It's original saddle bronze color. Car originally came equipped with a straight 6. Currently has a 455. A 3-inch Torque Technologies exhaust with Flowmaster mufflers. 12-bolt rear end with 373 gears. NOS 64 gas tank, rear stabilizer bar, box control arms. Headers are ceramic coated hooker headers. And it's not visible, but it does have a chromoly drive shaft. The interior is all original, has 30,000 miles. Seats are original, all the upholstery is original, with the exception of the carpet. The engine is a 1970 455 YH block with 6X heads from a 400, about 95 cc's. It has the competition cams P286 AH8, Edelbrock Performer RPM intake, Holly 850. SDT to date has been 1280 on street tires, these tires here. I've only made about 4 runs in the car, so I expect quite a bit more with slicks. We'll find out soon.
This is my engine that all you guys out there on the net helped me build. As far as the specs, you can refer to the accompanying information sheet. Just your basic pump gas 455. And yes, that's a rev limiter in the upper left corner. I've learned hopefully not to make the same mistake twice.
State law in Tennessee that you got to have at least 4 or 5 wrecked vehicles in your yard at all times. They're pretty strict on compliance.
I'm Tom O'Connor, and thank you for watching my section of the video. We're going to show you 2 different cars this morning. Both are Pontiacs, obviously, but first of all, thanks for all of your help in answering questions I've posted on the bulletin board, and thank you, Rich, for having a great website. First car we're going to have a look at is the 67 Firebird, so let's have a look at the Firebird. This 1967 Firebird I found in Hemmings about 2 months ago, and I've owned it now for about 6 weeks. It was in Encino, California, which is just about 20 minutes or so from my house, so that worked out pretty good. It's a 326 2-barrel, 2-speed automatic, air conditioning, Mariner turquoise in color, black interior. It's a numbers matching car. It has air conditioning, which is nice, and it's for that reason I decided to make it into my daily driver. Had been driving a Saab convertible and just got sick of the high payments and the European car and the problems that it periodically had. But this car, I bought it from the original owners, and it was interesting. There was an oil change sticker in the door jamb showing 98,000 miles was the last oil change, and that was back in '89, and I just bought it with 103,000 miles. It's one of those black plate California cars. Kind of fun to have, and it's not a real powerhouse, but it's a cute little driver. And it waxes up pretty nice. It's all original except the paint was redone 6 years ago. It came with the PMD deluxe wheel cover, hubcaps, and I've added Rally 2 rims, 14x6 size, and 225 7014 steel belted radials. And I think I'm pretty much all done with this one, with the exception of maybe adding a stereo, if I can do so without carving up the dash. Let's have a listen to hear how it sounds. This car has single exhaust, and when I had the exhaust work done, we accidentally had it routed out the wrong side of the car, but oh well, you know, what do you do? a little late now to go back and fix it. Perhaps someday later we'll go back and add a side exhaust to the right side, and we'll go with dual exhaust. But anyway, here's the interior. Pretty darn nice, all original. Got the simulated wood grain dash. This car is original right on down to some El Cheapo floor mats that the old grandpa must have got from J.C. Whitney or Sears or something. But this is the original interior, original carpet, original door panels, everything. The headliner, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but the headliner on this thing is flawless. Let's have a look under the hood. Okay, with the hood raised, we're looking at the 326 two-barrel, correct and original. The only work we've had to do to this car is a tune-up kit, had the radiator record, a water pump, and get the air conditioning fixed. Other than that, it ran real good. My engine builder is pretty confident that it had the top end redone before, because as he was working on it, he chipped off a different layer of paint, or a different color of paint rather, so he painted up the block nice for me, and there we are. So while it's not a real powerhouse, it's a fun little driver, and it sure gets a lot of looks around town, and there you have it. We'll shut the hood on this one. And we're going to reposition this car, and then we'll bring out the other piece of hardware. So hold on just a sec. As promised earlier, we got two cars to show you. So now, let's show all due respect, and let's all rise for the judge. This is a 1970 Judge that I found on the classified ads section of the website. The car was located in Burbank, California. Nice fella named Rick Upshaw had listed it for sale, and I went there in January of '97, and after some discussions with him, was the owner of this. We did a fenders off restoration of the car, and if any of you saw one of the recent issues of Muscle Car Review and saw the car that contributing editor Jim McGowan had painted, that was a blue 70 GTO ragtop. This car was painted at the same body shop as that. All the panels came off the car and went to the body shop on the flatbed with the interior out. The whole deal. You guys have been there before. You know what that's all about. And what's interesting about this one is when the car was in 4 cities, with the engine in all part and the interior in my garage and the body down the street and all that, that was when my wife told me we were pregnant with our first son. So at that point, there's no turning back. You just have to kind of keep going. And this is the proud result. So let's have a look at the Judge. Our goal on this car was to restore it as close to stock specs as possible and have a real nice Sunday weekend driver that would also show nice at club shows. I am a member of the Tri-Valley GTOs of Southern California. And just listen to those nice duals. We're running a very close to stock Ram Air 3. The only adjustments we did is we lowered compression and added an HCO1D cam as recommended by HO Ken. We did that so it'd be a little bit more accepting of today's modern gasoline, though I still do run octane boost in it. I wanted to have a license plate for the Judge that said Hang 'em, but my wife thought that was a little too confrontational for California. So instead we went with No Bail. This Judge says no bail. And that plate gets a lot of laughs. Sometimes people pull me over or stop me at the gas station because they can't figure out what the license plate means, and then I gotta explain a little history on the car. But this car is as it came, brand new, with the exception of 15x7 Rally 2 rims and steel belted radial tires. We're going to swing around over to the other side. I'll have my friend get out and we'll have a look at the interior. When I got the car in January '97, the interior wasn't too bad, but it needed a carpet kit. But as you can see, it has the Formula steering wheel, has the AM/FM with the rear speaker. I did put in a carpet kit, but it was pretty nice. The headliner was in good shape, didn't need any work there. And as I mentioned earlier, when I sent it out to the body shop, I had all the interior out. Obviously, except for the dash and the steering wheel. There's that hard to get judge plaque on the dash. This one was still intact when we got the car. So this is a real lucky survivor, and it was a manufacturer's rep car as documented by Pontiac Historical Services, and I think that's why it is just loaded with features. One of the things that gets the most attention on this car at the shows and such is the price sticker, and we'll try and zoom in here. This car sold new for $5,200, and I have the Protecto plate, the warranty transfer paperwork, and all that jazz. So let's have a little panoramic look at it, and then we'll go look under the hood, which is where it all happens, right? 15x7 Rally 2s with the red center caps and the black center lugs, 245 6015 Goodyear Eagle STs. And this car will easily burn rubber for 150 feet measured. And that's a real treat to do that. A little tough on the tires, but you gotta have some fun. Let's have a look. Looking under the hood, we got the Ram Air 3, and as best as I can, tried to detail under the hood. When my engine builder did my engine work, he painted up all the block and brackets real nice. Then I went ahead and sanded and painted the master cylinder, the fenders, and everything I could get at. And talk about a week of scraped knuckles and pizza and beer in the garage. That was it. And as you guys know, with the Ram Air foams, you shut the hood, and every time you shut the hood, it squishes the foam and pushes it out of place. But oh well, that's just the price we pay for having the Ram Air engine. In closing, I'd just like to say thanks for watching my section of the video. Let's go on and look at some other great cars. And one side note, as a kid growing up in Jamestown, North Dakota, I was the son of a sales manager at a Pontiac dealership. So at night when I was yelling downstairs, Dad, can I have a drink of water? Dad, can I watch more of Mod Squad? Dad, can I watch Mannix? He was at our kitchen table ordering these special cars, because he knew then, as we know now, Pontiac builds excitement. Catch you down the road.
Hi, my name is Mark Sinclair. I live in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And this is my 1969 Pontiac GTO. It's equipped with a Ram Air 4, a Muncie M21 4-speed transmission, and a 4.33 posi traction rear end. It's limelight green in color and dark green in the interior. It has Rally 2 wheels. These wheels were stock with the car. It has approximately 45,000 miles on it. Not much in the way of options really on this car. It has manual steering. It does have the optional front disc brakes. And it has the Rally Gauges package, which includes the in-dash tack. I believe not long after it was purchased, the Bobcat style hood stripe was applied. May have even been done at the dealer. There's the WW, the designation for the Ram Air 4. And I checked all the numbers on the engine. The VIN number is stamped on the block and it matches the car. It's also stamped on the transmission case. But I'll start it up now.
raised my family in it, decided I wanted to make it a little quicker. So I went through 3 different engines, making it quicker, 389, 400, and now a 428. 428 revs real nice. All the rest of the parts I had are real compatible with it. It's got about as much power as I can use on the street now. Finally, the first car that's quick enough for me. It wasn't really compromised. I had more power, and I wouldn't be able to get it hooked up anymore.
I understand, Jim. Basically, Jim, you know, okay, we understand it's a 428. Anything seriously done to the short block other than the normal rebuilding type procedure?
Nothing radical. It's put together right. It's line board. It's got Super Duty rods. It's a 4-bolt main block. It's got forged pistons. Compression ratio is down, so I can drive it on the street. 9.6. And it's topped off with a competition cams, a real large hydraulic, with then a true roller chain. So there's really no trick parts in it. It's just put together right. I stuck with a hydraulic cam, so again, I don't have any trouble driving on the street as far as I want to drive it.
Just a moment.